Obama's new deficit plan. $3 trillion over the next decade is the idea in terms of deficit reduction. The driving principle behind the proposal is that those who earn the highest incomes and corporations should pay more in taxes than they currently do, so that they will bear some of the burden of debt reduction going forward. We talked about Warren Buffett recently saying, let's do a one-time tax on the richest people. I'm a rich guy. I pay less taxes. As my tax rate, effective tax rate, is lower than my secretary's. It's not right. Obama adding he'll also veto any debt reduction legislation that takes even a dime away from Medicare benefits. This includes about $3 trillion in savings on top of the $1 trillion already signed into law. So we're approximating $4 trillion here, okay? Close to that, close to $500 billion rather, would be used to pay for the American Jobs Act, which Obama proposed last week. We still don't know if it will pass. Do you think it will pass, Lewis?
I don't know.
You don't even want to get into it.
Well, not yet.
All told, the administration says the plan would reduce debt to 73% of the size of the economy by 2021. Right now, it's on track to hit 91%. Obama, in this populist step designed to appeal to voters, is going to propose this Buffett tax, this Warren Buffett tax on people making more than $1 million a year as part of his recommendations to Congress. Here's my concern with this. When Warren Buffett came out with this proposal, I actually agreed with the proposal. Did you agree with it, Lewis?
Absolutely.
Did you agree with the proposal, Natan?
Yes.
Okay. We all agreed with it. And I have nothing personal against Warren Buffett. I like Warren Buffett. I've read some of his writing, some of his older stuff about stock markets, and I've read a lot of the Ben Graham stuff that Warren Buffett read when he was younger. And I familiarized myself with the material, and I like Warren Buffett. My concern is whether you agree or disagree with this millionaire's tax. Is it a good thing to have corporate people like Warren Buffett, who have made the majority of their money guessing about whether company stock is going to go up or down in value? Is it good to have someone like that influencing the president so directly? Now, some might argue it's a coincidence. Obama got the idea for the Buffett tax elsewhere, and it just so happens he's doing this shortly after Warren Buffett proposed it. Fine. That's fine. However, let's assume that that's not the case and that Warren Buffett is really influencing decisions here. Is it good for someone who is the epitome, essentially, of corporate America? And I know Warren Buffett politically differs from many others in corporate America. I get that. But is that connection, such a close connection, a positive thing for the country, for the presidency? That's my concern, even though I happen to agree with this particular proposal.
In this instance, I'd say yes. But of course, the vast majority of the time when someone is influencing one of our politicians this closely, it would be a bad thing.
Well, the same could be said about Jeffrey Immelt.
I mean, come on. Is this not in the best interest of the country?
I believe that this particular proposal is a good thing no matter who it comes from. I'm not disagreeing with that. But let's look at Jeffrey Immelt, right? The CEO of General Electric. He has a direct line to Obama now. He's advising Obama on certain economic issues. Regardless of what he actually does while he's in that role, do we really want somebody who's so entrenched in a lot of the big corporations that bring so many of the problems we're trying to work on? Is it good for him to have such easy access to the president and have the president's ear whenever he wants, as opposed to others that could influence the president? Natan, you wanted to comment on this. Go ahead.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did. I thought you were flagging that you wanted to.
I mean, on one hand, I think the president has to be able to communicate with some of the people involved in the big corporations in this country, because
sure,
they're a part of this country. They're a huge part of this country. Let's face it. I mean, he can't just take the advice of people who have nothing to do with these companies about matters regarding these companies, right? I mean, you need to hear from both sides.
This goes back to, we're going to let BP do all the reporting and safekeeping.
Oh no,
in the Gulf.
I'm not saying that.
So we're going to go to the big corp.
But there does need to be some dialogue.
We're going to take the advice on what to do regarding corporations from the people in charge of those same corporations. That doesn't make sense.
No, I'm saying Obama should listen to what they have to say. He should listen to what everyone has to say.
Believe me, he's listening, and he's listening to their dollars, too. Don't worry. He's not deaf to corporate America.
I'm not saying Obama's a saint.
Oh, I didn't know that was even on the table.
I'm just saying,
Thank you for clarifying.
If you were in his position and you could hear from your normal advisors,
Yeah.
your citizens, and the CEO of whatever company also wanted to give you his opinion.
Sure.
Would you not just listen to it?
I'm not saying I wouldn't. What I'm saying is to bring in Jeffrey Immelt, and I apologize, I don't know offhand what role he has been brought in, what kind of advisor he is to President Obama. But to bring someone like that in, he's wrapped up with the Comcast NBC thing. He's, as we know, GE has a long history of plants and facilities that are damaging to the people that live nearby. We have, GE, for all of the good things and good products that it does produce, is a microcosm of the problems with big corporations in the United States, multinational corporations. I don't know that it's great for people like that to have such easy access to the president and to be guiding the country. That's my view.
Image-wise, it's certainly not great.
Forget about image. Reality-wise, I don't think it's great. It's not great in either case. You're right and I'm right on this.
All right?
But maybe actually some people like the image of that. The Republicans probably like it.
The millionaires.
Let's go to break. On the bonus show, we're going to talk about Lewis's upcoming trip to Turkey and whether he will go to a Turkish bathhouse, whether bathhouses in Turkey are also typically gay bathhouses like in the U.S. There's a lot to unpack here, so you're going to want to tune into that. Also, the world's biggest sperm bank is now denying redheads. We'll talk about whether it's discrimination, what if they were denying black donors, really a lot to talk about. And also a restaurant that is fining diners who don't finish their food. DavidPakman.com/membership, audio and video of the bonus show now available. Stay tuned.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.